All right, welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
And today we're going to talk about money. Broken promises. And wow, that might come back and bite you in the butt later.
You know, if I had a net worth of $400 billion, you know one thing I would make sure I would do?
Buy a retirement house. Invest it wisely and buy an retirement house and live simply.
Yes. And I would make sure that I was debt-free. Either official debts or unofficial debts.
Oh, so like if you promise somebody some money, you'd pay your debts because paying the lawyers to get out of paying those debts is probably not the wise move.
That'd be the more expensive. Once lawyers get involved, attorneys get involved, things get pricey.
Okay, well, thank you for watching this.
Yes. Yeah, so Dave's good friend, Elon Musk.
My buddy, Elon.
You know, as you recall, he was making all sorts of little financial promises to the voters out there. I think it started like $48.
$47.
$47, of course, 47 president, right? Duh. $47 if you sign this petition. And then he upped it to $100. Then if you referred friends, there was like more money in it and blah, blah, blah. Well, apparently Elon is not good at paying back the people that signed his petition.
Now, let's be fair. It's not him. It's his PAC. His Political Action Committee apparently hasn't paid people the money that they promised them.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem.
They donated hundreds, like 240 million, I think is what I was reading, that through those little $100 promises, they raised like $240 million from the PAC. So now it's
They
time
didn't raise money. They got signatures. They have to pay out They had to pay out a bunch of people.
Okay, well the PAC had raised $240 million. I don't know.
Okay, well then they're going to distribute that money, but still, sign a petition, get paid money.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong?
I'm sure that's not quite the same as vote for my candidate and here's $100.
Exactly. It's a petition.
Yes.
Yes. It's kind of like gouging, when they were talking about not having Twinkies anymore, and then people were selling Twinkies for $100 or $200 a box. They would also include a rare empty Coke can. So you're paying $100 for this rare empty Coke can, and then they'll throw in a box of discontinued Twinkies, so it's not price gouging.
So anyways, this Elon and his PAC are being sued. There's a class action suit saying, where's my $100? And we're just going to have a little fun with this and see where this is going for entertainment purposes only.
Okay.
I'll let Dave start with this.
Right, what's the energy around the fact that Elon's PAC promised people a bunch of money to sign a petition? The folks signed the petition, and then the money didn't get paid, and now there's lawsuits coming out about that. What do we got going on? Okay, let's start with money.
Did I forget to give you that check here? Let me get on it.
Checks in the mail. People working, wanting to get paid, and I can't. It's like, was I drunk when I said that? I don't remember saying that. This is now gonna. The money would have been cheaper had he just paid it. Now the nightmare begins because people they want their money.
They see the truth.
Yeah, they want their money. Hey, you promised it. We want it. In the past, two of coins. I'm going to tell you right now, Elon never thought he was actually going to have to pay this. Mm-hmm. This is going to be it started at 47, went to 100, but it's kind of one of those promises that you promise somebody and then you just don't keep it, Okay. Now he's in the F around and find out stage of it. Is this good? The other thing is, with Tesla stock going down. Now, Tesla stock's been back up because of the stock market's over enthusiasm with Trump suspending most of the tariffs with China. He doesn't have as much money as he used to. But now he's promised this, and he's going to find out there's a lot going on, not the least of which is Tesla is allegedly looking to replace him, and he's trying to maintain his job, and this is just another burden that he has to bear. Here come the lawsuits. And then the Knight of Wands is the plan. He's probably going to try and fight as much as he can. But this is you know what it's going to be? He's going to try and delay things in the courts. The plan's going to be, let's just slow things down, make people go through this. The more people that he forces to wait, the more people are going to fall off pursuing this $100, a class action lawsuit, because they want, you just wait them out. It's only $100. And he figures, if he can wait out half of them, that'll recover the lawyer fees plus some.
Now, the other thing was, why was Elon so interested in people signing a petition?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
it's not buying votes if you sign a petition.
Exactly. I think what they were doing, and you may agree or disagree with my assessment, they were identifying likely Trump voters and supporters, because they were like, oh, sign this petition if you believe in Second Amendment rights.
Sure.
And sign this petition if you believe in this.
And then come the grift emails.
Right. And so they were identifying people whose touch points were things that Trump was going to bash Joe Biden on, for example.
And now you got their names, you know what state they live in, and you can imagine the kind of things you can do with an AI-driven database.
Yeah, so they've got all this contact information for these folks. And now and then remember, Elon was having people go door to door with their little iPads or whatever they were using, and getting people registered to vote, or help get people to actually vote through an app on this handheld computer. And that's why you saw so many bullet ballots in this election. And I suspect that these petitions that people were signing identify them as potentially voters for Trump who might be unlikely voters, people who don't necessarily get out to the polls. And so if we could just get them to vote for Trump, we don't care about anything down ballot. Just make it as simple as we can for them. Put an X in this box. Sign here. You're done. You don't have to worry about voting anymore. And I suspect that was the main motivation behind getting these people to sign these petitions. In addition to the added benefit of now Trump PACs that back Trump can now target these folks for money. Your thoughts?
AI-driven database.
Okay. So you did touch on something on Elon's wealth, but I want to look at, as a result of this, will these types of voters be less likely to be signing petitions going forward?
You don't get paid.
Because in my mind, this was one of those things that Elon used to influence the election. Okay, so once bit, twice shy. Okay, well, basically the foundation of the card is exactly what David just said. If you pay me, I might do it again, but if you're not going to pay me what you promised, I ain't going to do it. So the Wheel of Fortune is spinning right now.
Yep.
And if Dave's reading is correct and Elon's going to drag this out in the courts, these people aren't going to be around to do this for him again. Of course, Trump said he won't have any need to vote in the future. The Cross is the hangman, looking at things from a different perspective. It could be the folks that sign these petitions are now starting to look at things differently, like, maybe he lied to us. Maybe he's not as trustworthy as we thought he was.
There's a wait and see vibe to this.
Yes. Underneath it is the Empress. Hey, the oligarchs, the rich are getting richer. There's a growing disparity in the wealth gap between the haves and have-nots. And I don't want to stereotype, but I suspect that a number of the people that were signing these petitions, $100 would make a fairly significant difference to their day. Whereas the people that got the information and the PACs, $100 is something they use to light their cigars with.
Yeah, it's lazy wealthy people not paying, not holding up their promises.
In the past, you got the 7 of Wands, fight, fight, fight. If you want to save your country, you want a country to have, you got to fight. So they were defending Trump. Current energy is the 8 of Swords. Okay, now look, we did our part, and now now you've tied our hands.
Victims.
Exactly.
We're victims. You promised us.
You promised us $100.
You know I don't get anything.
Now we got to take you to court. I mean,
yeah,
it's probably a big deal for them.
Well, yeah, that's exactly. You don't pay them, and a lot of people are just going to drop off. They're not tenacious.
The overarching 8 is the Queen of Pentacles. Like I said, for some of these people, that $100 can make a big difference to their day.
Yeah, there'll be a settlement. I'll pay you $25.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
It's also a message to Elon. You know what? Take care of the people that are supporting you.
Don't value them.
The lesson to be learned is 2 of Cups. Careful. You have relationships. You have agreements. You need to honor your relationship, honor your agreements, show respect.
They're going to settle. There's an absolute settlement.
You think it's a settlement? Well, we haven't thrown the outcome card yet. There's the outcome card. Oh!
Settlement. They're going to do a settlement. They're going to drag this thing in court. People are going to drop out. Then they're going to do a settlement, and they will settle for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, I can't really argue that when you've got all the big bunnies inside nice and warm, and the ones without the money are outside in the cold.
This is going to be like $20 or $5. $5 or $20 instead of.
Yeah.
It's like that 5 I'm taking is like half.
Yeah,
they'll be lucky if they get 50. It's going to be more like $20.
I'd say
cut it in
it's going to be more like 50 cents.
We'll give you $20. Take it or leave it.
So, yep, I'm going to have to go with David on that one. I think this is one of those ones where they're going to have to settle, and I don't think they're going to be happy about it.
No.
They're feeling left out in the cold right
$20 is better than no bucks, but it's not the $100 you've been promised either.
Nope, not the 47, not the 100, and you've got all this wealth, and you're not even paying me what you promised me.
Right. Here's the thing: if you started off with $20, they'd still love Elon. But if you just promise them 100 and you only give them 20, they'll take the 20 and they'll hate Elon.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Is there any legal ramifications for this? Because they're going right up to the line of buying votes.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if there will be any legal consequences. Now, it might be more civil than criminal, but I'm more focused on criminal. Will there be any legal criminal issues with this? In the end of the day, I suspect what we'll see is some laws preventing this. But let's see.
Wouldn't that be lovely?
2 of Wands. There's planning. Something's coming up. It's in the planning stages, but it's going to be progressing to the checking it. So it's almost like people are looking into it with the intention of, okay, if we can find some statutes on that one, then we can start progressing this, putting this into action. It's not actionable yet. It's not opening day, but it's doing that. It's about the King of Pentacles. So it's looking at Elon trying to buy the votes. In the past, you got the Star card. This may not be a criminal things. I'm only saying this because this is going to be Elon in the past, where he had a great reputation. Everything he touches turns to gold. He makes lots of money, unlike Trump, who kills everything. Elon was making money on everything. Current situation is the Fool card. So we go from the calm after the storm to the new decision, the foolish decision.
Oh dear.
Tower card. Look at all these major arcana coming in here. So yeah, something not good is coming up Elon's way. There's a new chapter he's about to go down, and it's going to be his fall. King of Cups. I don't think this is Biden. I think this is emotional maturity or immaturity of an oligarch here. Outcome is Gary's Wheel of Fortune. Is there going to be a criminal case? It's possible. It's possible things come on, but this is more emotional than intellectual. And emotional, to me, is a civil case. Because in a civil case, you're going to be... Criminal case, you need facts. You need logic and facts. I mean, not that you don't need that in a civil case, but the civil case is more the emotions case. Criminal case is you're going to go to prison. The civil case is you're going to pay us money. And I think of the prison as being the intellectual and the money as being the emotional part. Regardless, I think that they are looking into this. I don't think it's going to be a criminal case. I think it's going to be, there's going to be civil cases brought, like civil lawsuits that are brought for his actions with this. It's kind of a wild spread there, but God, 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana out of 7.
Yeah,
not bad. And a pair of kings. Kings in the hole. Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to read on this, or are we done?
Oh,
it's okay to be done.
We might just be done.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching this video and supporting our channel. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, if you like this videos, subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. We put out a new video every night at midnight. Hit the bell and you'll be woken up and get to see our bright smiley faces at dark 30 your time.
Unless you have your phone set to do not disturb, in which case it won't glow up at midnight.
Yes. And unlike those bargain basement twin tarot channels.
I watch all of them.
Do you watch all of them?
I do. It's kind of like trash TV.
It's like eating potato chips for dinner, right?
Exactly.
Tastes good, but it leaves you with kind of an empty, hollow feeling.
Exactly. It's kind of like watching Melania and Justin Trudeau run off together. Chemistry.
Yes. Unlike those channels, we acknowledge our viewers. And,
I didn't realize they didn't acknowledge them.
Yes. And I've actually exhausted my list, so I'm just going to read.
I'm exhausted just listening to you ramble on.
Exactly. Well, that's why we've been twin brothers for 59 years. So let's just
as opposed to twin cousins.
Yes,
which have only been for about a year. On that.
Here are some of the people that have recently left comments that we'd like to just acknowledge and say thank you. The first is Debbie Leach.
Debbie Leach.
Yay!
Now give us money.
And Cindy Lou with a Y and an I, but not in the order that
Cindy Lou's got all the money.
Yes, it's Cindy. I mean, that's not the way I would have spelt it.
As opposed to Sindy, which is her stage name.
Yes, and Deb Schutz.
Schutz? That's easy for you to say.
4 comments. Nice. New to the channel. Yay!
Keep making more.
Yes,
or at least consider making more.
And then now here's some of the folks that have contributed more often. How about a nice shout out for Lily Larson?
Lily Larson loves to
and her kitty cat
loquacious
Balder. And her kitty cat
laments.
Balder. Go. Yeah. Hey! We're acting crazy, I know.
I was go on.
Okay, and then I'll give one more just because I recognize this name straight out. Cindy Loomis. Hi, Cindy. Hope things are nice, going well for you in Canada there.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Welcome to the United States.
Yes. Things are not going so well down this way.
Hey, stay up there. You're better off up there.
And then a secret card for the rest of us, just so we can be special. Hey, the Knight of Swords.
Charge forward.
Yeah.
Damn the torpedoes.
Consequences
what could possibly go wrong?
Consequences be damned. Just whatever you want to do, just do it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's all we got.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Get the stop button already.
That one there?
For God's sake.